weekly debate with these guys.
Trump today said that he has lifted sanctions on the sale of Iranian oil for the next 60 days. And for the first time in decades, the United States is allowing oil to be imported into this country.
Yep. I mean, bro, Iranian oil coming to a pump near you. Yeah, that's a disturbing reality for some of you guys. But yes, you'll have oil from the good old IRGC pumping right into your American gas tank, taking you across this great country. Oh, man, hopefully that's how they sell it to you. But no, that's the actual facts here. We release sanctions off their oil and the petrochemicals and other things as well, pretty much allowing Iran to enrich themselves. So, guys, ignore the $24 billion in sanction relief. Ignore the $300 billion that they're going to get from the Gulf countries. And really, you might want to focus on the potential earnings that they're going to get from sanction relief on these, well, products that they're selling. Well, commodities, really.
Iran has reneged on every single treaty it's ever signed, by the way. We're seeing now that Hezbollah is still striking Israel from Lebanon because they weren't included in the negotiations. This could dismantle tomorrow, which would give the United States a convenient out from some of these commitments. Like you said, a lot of conservatives are not comfortable with these concessions. But to draw this blanket comparison between this and the Obama deal, it's just not true because, to Jason's point, the war context, this is a post-war framework. We didn't just negotiate a limited nuclear deal. What we did is all of the...
We didn't negotiate a nuclear deal at all.
Well, no, that's going to come down the road. Well, but the JCPOA, it literally put out a commission, facilities with a sunset clause, because as you recall, the JCPOA, 10 to 15 years, that was going to expire.
Okay,
Trump demolished those
that's
facilities.
15 years.
So now that's off the
table. That's 15 years compared to zero nuclear commitments, just to be clear. That's the actual comparison. But let me just play. This is actually interesting.
Watching these two guys try to make them turn themselves into pretzels to justify
to be fair,
this,
I mean, neither of them support the MOU. To be fair, neither of them.
No, I ain't gonna lie though. It is getting a bit irritating, but yeah, watching my side try to like low-key justify this war is somewhat entertaining. It's like, bro, the contradictions, the mental gymnastics they gotta perform just to make it make sense. And trust me, it's like, bro, trying to defend the indefensible is a tough job, and God bless them for doing so. Why? Because in their contract, and they get paid to do so. Like, look. Personally, I wouldn't take millions of dollars to defend an unwinnable position, but some people will. And I mean, hey, man, if they're gonna take the money, they best defend that position to the best of their ability.
Just
support the MOU, so that's probably why this is ridiculous.
He's right. The missile stockpiles gone. But, Obama refused to negotiate. They are mostly gone.
But also,
I do. Come on, lady, really? No, the missile stockpiles are not gone. Our own intelligence has told us that they maintain 70% of their pre-war stockpiles of missiles. So no. The stockpile's not gone at all. And here's the thing. What the hell they're firing at our bases? What would you think they were firing? Just drones? No, they fired missiles as well. So sorry, but that whole, their missile stockpile is gone. Bro, they just fired off missiles. They just did it.
I do want to play this because I think we should just hear it from Donald Trump's own mouth, what he thinks a good deal actually looks like. Listen.
We've made them a strong country from really a very weak country. We took the sanctions off. We got nothing for that.
We've rewarded the world's leading state sponsor of terror with $150 billion, and we received absolutely nothing in return.
Well, look, we're about to give them $24 billion in sanction relief, and we're about to let our Gulf allies give them $300 billion. So, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's looking that it worked. Look, I'm gonna be real with you, Trump, you kind of worked out better for the IRGC than Obama did. Which is crazy, by the way, since you've been a complete Iran hawk, but it's kind of wild. It's like, hold on, dog. Like, yeah, you could sit there and make an argument and say that Obama enriched the IRGC. But I mean, if we can make that argument, then what are you doing, bro? Like, what have you done? $150 billion to $300 billion? And I don't care where it comes from. It's going to them at the end of the day.
It's a one-sided transaction where we're giving back $150 billion to a terrorist state, really the number one terrorist state.
I would have made a deal not from desperation. I would have doubled and tripled up the sanctions, and I would have made a much better deal.
Okay, so just...
God doubled and tripled up the sanctions, but now he done released it. Now Iran can sell their petrochemicals and oils for a substantial amount of money. And their GDP will rise, will hit $1 trillion, and, all that good stuff.
just to lay it out,
Not with the
the
context.
missiles are not gone. In fact, Trump said that they are entitled to missiles for self-defense.
Yep.
He's looking at a deal.
Now, that was a banger clip. Now, if you ain't seen it, guys, go look this up. Yes, Trump literally says that Iran has a right to self-defense, and you can't tell Iran to not have missiles, but let Saudi Arabia have missiles and Israel. So, yes, trying to tell Iran that they can't have missiles was asinine, and it's basically saying that they have no right to defend themselves, which is hilarious to say.
Deal that contemplates, first of all, his statement of the facts here are not accurate, but even if they were, his deal would contemplate twice as much in sanctions relief money that goes to Iran. Sanctions relief is happening right now. Iran has done nothing except what is required under current international law, which is to open up the Strait of Hormuz. So even by Trump's own standards, I don't see how this deal measures up.
Well, not only that, it's just
either.
They're not going to be able, the conservative position is never going to be able to outrun the reason the deal was torn up in the first place. It's because of an inherent jealousy of Barack Obama, since the president is insecure. And he did something that actually moved all of this backwards because of his own level of insecurity and hatred of the president that was before him. And that is, we are never going to be able to, we're never going to be able to get up under that.
But I'm probably butchering this, but shout out to Antika for sending a 6-7 for 6-7 jewels. Appreciate the support, sis.
I think a lot of the criticism right now against Donald Trump is driven by the fact that the critics hate him as well. And so they're unwilling to look at this.
There's plenty of Republicans who have been very supportive of Trump, including people like, for example, Senator Roger Wicker, who is half dead. And he woke up from his coma to say this deal sucks. I mean, have you seen him lately? People like Lindsey Graham.
All right.
There is nothing that Donald Trump does that Lindsey Graham doesn't like. And he's been critical of this. People
shout out, because it is wild that she said that. But she was one of the main people defending when Biden, when people was calling out Biden's age. So it's like, come on now. It is wild to make that statement. But
in the right-wing blogosphere who have been very supportive. And I admire that. I admire that they are standing on principle and calling a spade a spade. I mean, not only are we giving them exponentially more money, not only are we lifting sanctions, but now Iran knows that they can close the Strait of Hormuz and bring us.
Iran also knows that we can strike them militarily, which the Obama administration was unwilling to do.
We did strike them already.
And we could continue.
You know what they know? They know that they can survive it.
Correct.
Look at you. So you're arguing that the economic situation right now.
Really, be real though. After all that bombing we did, Iran is still able to control the Strait of Hormuz and send drones. Like, I thought we decimated all of that. They're still I'm sorry, but they're still able to retaliate to our strikes. I thought we decimated their military, guys. So you see how the lies kind of just fall apart as time goes on.
Oh, I'm
is somehow better than it was.
No,
okay, so hold on.
But that is fighting a different war.
That is a
That's the
piece
thing.
of
We're fighting a different war than they are. They know that the war here is unpopular. They know here the war is unpopular. They know that people here are looking at gas prices. They are willing.
And the elections are 4 months away.
They know all of these things. Those are huge leverage points for them. So they don't care about their own personal suffering.
I was just going to say, I think it's
sorry guys, we got a thunderstorm going on over here.
Worth pointing out, all of that understood, that all of these proxies of Iran, the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, Iran, or Israel and the United States have greatly degraded them. And they were attacking U.S. bases, U.S. soldiers, killing them. We were at war with Iran for a very long time.
When Donald Trump reinstated the sanctions on Iran, he said out of his own mouth he was doing so to deny them the capacity to, what does he say? Deny them the funds they need to advance its bloody agenda, which is basically to fund the very.
So crazy. They did that with the sanctions still in place. Like, even with the sanctions in place, they were still able to somewhat advance their nuclear tech. Even with the sanctions in place, they were still able to advance their missiles, drones. Even with the sanctions in place, this is why I say sanctions are a bad idea, because they're not even doing what we want them to do no more. And no country really concede to our sanctions. No country ever just gave up and just said, "Okay, just give us back your money, just give us back the dollar, U.S. please." No, they find a way around it, or they run over to China and Russia. We're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot.
Same groups that you just described. Now we're allowing them, lifting those sanctions that he reinstated onto them. what do you think that money is going to go? What do you think it's going to do?
I think you're correct that if it does end up in their
correct.
coffers, in this very limited point, I think if it does go to their coffers, that it's going to fund the world's biggest sponsor of terror, as it has historically. I don't think this MOU is going to stick. I don't think it is.
So then it's.
So then what's going to happen?
The point is to get to the 60 days and actually get something done. You bring up an important point in all of this.
Deal.
Wait, hold on. You guys are not, just to be clear, you guys are not making the same point. She's saying,
I don't know. Like I said, like if you read the memorandum of understanding, we did say that Iran can administrate the reopening of the Strait. So depending on how you want to phrase that or how you want to take that, does that mean that they administrate the entire damn Strait? Or does that mean they just administrate the reopening of it? And then after that, they just, let cargo flow. But apparently to Iran, they're going like, no. I mean, we actually control the Strait. We administrate it. You go through this designated route. You pay this amount and it's all good. Apparently we don't like that, even though we kind of agreed to it. And now we're escalating the conflict because of it. Over a cargo ship, guys. Remember that. And this is why I said it feels like a false flag because remember, no other ship was doing this before this ship decided to go out there and do that. And now all of a sudden we're popping off at Iran over this one ship when multiple ships decide to take that route, pay the toll. It was all good a couple of days ago, and now it's a problem. Okay.
the MOU is not going to last. You're saying that it will, and that
no, I'm not saying.
Okay.
No, I'm saying the point of getting the MOU on the table is so you can start these negotiations. It's really what's going to happen in 60 days, and I think we should judge that harshly if it's a bad deal.
So Iran gives up late.
Well, then that's what we figure out. I mean, that's part of the negotiation.
I'm saying what happens, like really, like let's wish cast into the future. What would happen? What is the scenario if we don't get a deal in 60 days?
I can give a
just going back
recommendation.
and bombing?
My recommendation,
we might go back
the
to
only
bombing.
way to do this is to crush them.
Okay.
What does crush them mean? What does that mean? He already threatened to wipe out their civilization. So what does crush them mean?
No, like if he was withholding military force. Like,
okay.
Frankly,
we're always withholding because we don't want to destroy the world. So what are you saying?
I'm not saying he will, and I'm not saying.
What does crush them mean to you?
Well, let her respond.
You respond. You have to referee here.
One at a time.
I want to know what you mean by that.
Iran was dangling the one piece of leverage it had, which was the Strait of Hormuz, because we were letting them do that.
Okay.
What do you think it means if we don't let them do that?
So I'm asking you, what do you mean when you said you should crush them? I want to know what that means to you.
I'm saying technically it means escalate military force.
And to what?
Yeah,
to
maximum
what
pressure.
To what end? Because we've already destroyed their military.
Let me just ask
if you think 2 months from an election,
I don't think this is hypothetical.
Yeah, I know, right? It is kind of, he had a good point. It's like we're escalating on a military that we destroyed. Like, make that make sense. Like, well, so what are we escalating on here? Like, apparently we were supposed to destroy all their missiles and drones, but they're firing off these missiles and drones. So I mean, like, she got a good point. I am a bit baffled at her like not being able to respond to that. It's like, well, you see how we did all this. I mean, like, what else can we do, really? All right.
I don't think there is an appetite.
Hold on a second. This is not really a super hypothetical situation. The military said at the beginning of this conflict, they had a list of targets. It was, hundreds of targets. They got to nearly the end of that list, and then they stopped bombing. The Strait of Hormuz, the options are we do what we did, which is the blockade, and maybe try to escort ships, or we try to put boots on the ground, take Carg Island to secure it. Is that what you're saying we would do?
I'm not
Oh, guys, and make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, guys. Let's get more people in the conversation by double tapping that screen, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you've been watching like longer than 10 minutes. Appreciate the support, guys. All right, let's keep it going. Oh, and if you have any questions, comments, jokes, disagreements, make sure to super chat it in. Appreciate the support, guys.
Commending that. I'm saying that is the only way to actually end this. Like, because the deal will do what?
So you recommending?
No, I'm saying like there's really no in between.
I mean, come on now, it does not have to be like that. It's like the only way to end it is to make sure we take out Iran's military that we said we took out. It's like, do you see the problem here? And I mean, what are we going to war against? Apparently, like everything that the Trump administration has been saying is kind of crazy because you guys are saying to go against a military that's been decimated, stop missiles and drones that's been decimated by y'all by their own words. So it's either you're just going to admit that you guys lied or you were wrong about how much missiles Iran actually has, and you're going to actually let us know the real threat of Iran, or you're just going to be consistent and just not engage. because remember, we already destroyed their military. So what are we engaging with?
Clean. Like there really
I need
is
you
no
to get your story straight, because you first you just said you were recommending it, and now you're saying you're not. So which one is it?
No, I'm saying if you want to finalize this and basically
Get it
make
out.
it so
Come
that
on, let it come on out your mouth. What?
If you don't want to broker with a terrorist regime anymore, then yes, you have to apply more military
So you are
force.
suggesting it.
I just think
I'm saying that is, if that's what their calculus is.
Listen, I just think that it's not helpful to say we got to do more. I mean, what does that really look like? Is it what Trump said, which is taking out their bridges, their infrastructure, their desalination plants, which would be
war crimes?
Or is it putting boots on the ground? Because which of these bad scenarios do you want?
Listen, I'm telling you that I'm not sure what their thinking is internally. But in the beginning, at the outset of this, they were floating all these options. And I agree, it wasn't a clear
The American people
articulation
don't want any options. The American people want to get the hell out of there to the point that even...
Guys, new polling shows that 68% of Americans agree with the memorandum of understanding because they understand that, if we keep this going, it's going to decimate our economy. Like, the American people are understanding this. For some reason, Republican, like right-wing influencers, political commentators on the right cannot seem to grasp this. Something that the American people grasp fully, they just cannot get down with. Like, they just don't get it.
And if we know it's a bad deal, we are happier with a bad deal than we are continuing to be in there bombing and putting people at risk.
Is improved.
But let's call it a bad deal.
The context is not what you got in it for. I mean, they're also asking us.
There are some improvements. There are some improvements. You're right. There's some improvements.
It's a bad deal, but it's the best deal to get back to so-called normalcy. Like, let's be real. It's a bad deal, but it's the best deal to get back to normalcy. If we want the Strait open, we want things to resume back to the way they were, sadly with the rich or Iran, then we got to go ahead and get this memorandum of understanding pushed. It's either that, or we go to war, things escalate, and we throw away the entire global economy. You pick. No, really. What sounds more appetizing to you? Like the destruction of the global economy, or just allowing things, the status quo, to go with the rich or Iran? I know both suck, but you got to choose one.
Great at their military.
Yes.
The negative, where I said they're stronger, is that now we have enshrined them as the gatekeepers of the Straits of Hormuz. They know that they can take it. They know that it imposes a maximum pressure on us and the rest of the world whenever they want to do it. And that was never the case until they proved it during this war.
President Trump is suggesting that he interfered in California's elections after falsely claiming that the state's voting was rigged against GOP gubernatorial candidate Steve Hilton.
I called up the very powerful, very good U.S. attorney in California, and I said, do me a favor, take a look. They're trying to steal that election, too. About an hour after the call, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hilton has won. So had I not made that call, Steve Hilton would right now be watching the election from home.
There's the Georgia case when he calls up and asks for the missing votes. But what is he doing here? And I don't think anybody should feel comfortable about